Hey guys, what's up? It's Mars here, and I've got some stuff about the new Assassin's Creed game to talk about. So, there's a game convention going on right now in Sweden, and I've visited it and gotten to play a demo of Assassin's Creed Unity on Xbox One. Now, initially I was really disappointed. There were way too many problems for a game that's being released in barely 2 weeks. But then I spoke to one of the employees at Ubisoft Nordic. I think he might be community manager, I'm not entirely sure. And apparently this demo is based off a code that is a few months old, so it's a bit outdated and does in no way represent the final product. So keep that in mind while watching this video. So the demo is set during the same mission that we've already seen videos of, an assassination mission where we kill a man I think is named Sevilla. Now, this would have been the easiest mission in the world if we were playing Black Flag, but the combat system has been remade completely and we now have a really hard time taking on more than 3 to 4 enemies at once. And that's where the co-op comes in, so we can basically help each other fight big groups of enemies, because that's pretty much impossible by yourself. But in this demo there was no co-op, so I can't really give you any info on how that works out. But basically the combat is now a lot harder, and it's no longer just click B or whatever button to counterattack. You now have to actually parry and time your parry, and this will throw your opponent a bit out of pace, but he'll quickly recover and the other opponents will just keep going all out on you. This adds a bit more tactical feel to the combat and makes for a more realistic fighting style, as you actually have to work to get somewhere while fighting. The parkour is also completely remade, with both good and bad outcomes. We now hold down the right trigger and the A button to climb upwards, and the right trigger and B to climb down. This allows your assassin to be a bit more fluent, as he can now pick a nice route out for himself, but that also means he does sometimes decide to go somewhere you don't really want to go, and that could be really annoying. He also sometimes randomly decided to just stand still on ledges and just kinda spin around while you tried to move him, which actually got me stuck for a good 2 minutes once. For the assassination of Sevilla, I had a few problems, because if more than one enemy is within range of your assassination, you would sometimes be automatically turned towards the wrong enemy and assassinate him instead, which would alert pretty much every single enemy in the area, and you'd die within seconds. And while I'm on the topic of annoying bugs and stuff, you could sometimes jump off a building, land in a corner, and just loop in the falling animation. And to fix this, you actually had to restart the entire game. The consoles also shut down randomly sometimes, but I'm not sure if that's because the consoles are bad or because the game was bad, but one of the problems was there, I guess. The only big problem I experienced more than once was the frame drops. Now this was what kind of made this demo unplayable at times. Because yeah, sure, sometimes you'll just get a small frame drop, that's normal, but once when I ran towards my objective, it just kind of froze for half a second every 2 seconds or so, and this continued for about 30 seconds, so that's really annoying. Now the graphics, they were great. I mean, it looked really good. The only big problem with the graphics was the horrible anti-aliasing, but I guess that's what you have to live with if you get a game that's a bit too much for the console to handle, and this really felt like one of those situations. It felt like the Xbox One really fell behind a bit on the hardware there to keep up with the game. So to conclude this, I'd give this demo a 5 out of 10, because it's definitely great. It could be great, I guess, but it had a lot of drawbacks. But as a reminder, this is a demo, and it's a demo based off an old code, so a lot of the bugs are already fixed, and I mean, it's a demo, so it's not at all representative for the finished game. But I still felt like I wanted to give you guys this info, and we'll just have to wait for the release of the final game before actually judging, I guess. And I'm sure as hell looking forward to it. I mean, I love the Assassin's Creed games a lot, so it's gonna be a nice game, I hope, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.